Oscar OSR Trucking. This custom DX959 is yours. Showing you the inside of it. Got the wires all tied up nice and neat. There's your LC5304 NX. There's the upgraded cap. Upgraded this one to a 4700 picofarad microfarad because of the SX350. This is your SX350. You can see there that the amp box fills up the whole backside of the heatsink. Okay. Also upgraded the input filter buffer to a 4700 microfarad, and right down there in front of it is your 10 amp protection diode. Okay. There's the insulated connections. I showed you guys I use a half barrel connector to put all this together and then fill it with solder. Alright, there's your power cable. And this is, well, that's the pigtail coming out of the radio. Let me clarify that. This is the power pigtail coming out of the radio. You notice a marked difference in the size of the wire between it and the 175. And this is your power cable. That's all the power cable they gave you, about a foot. And the fuse inside there is a 50 amp. You have a 50 amp fuse in there. Okay. Now I'm going to attempt to demo the output power on the radio when I get it put together. But I can tell you that the power supply I've got it hooked to right now is not enough to hold the radio, so you won't see full power out of the radio. But there it is. There's your 15 kilohertz 10.7 filter that replaced the 25 kilohertz filter. I've done the mods to the receive section. There's your second final transistor, an RF520. So you now have dual finals and a MOSFET driver, final driver. So you have a MOSFET driver and a dual MOSFET finals. Okay, there's your heat sink and all the connections inside the radio. And it has been tuned, and it is very impressive. Anyway, I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay. I'll be back. Oscar OSR Trucking, Part 2. Here's your radio all put together. These things do look nice, even if I do say so myself. Hello folks, Les with Lester's Custom Truck Shop. This radio is for Oscar at OSR Trucking. Or his eBay name is OSR Trucking, I should say. There you go. First thing I want to show you, right there. Maximum carrier setting, AM/FM of SX350 is 60 watts output. Now that's 60 watts RMS. Okay, the maximum RF drive from radio is 100 watts PEP. Well, we're okay there. We're only driving at about 40 watts, 50 watts with the dual final setup. But I've got it hooked up to my Pyramid PS36K, and I can tell you that it's not big enough to supply the current needed for this amplifier. Alright, it's going to peg out at 30 amps. It'll jump to 35, fall back to 30. And of course, you know, I mean, my power supply just can't handle it. And this one has a totally different setup in the back, and I need to get some power poles to be able to switch to it. It is a 50 amp switched, supposedly. But anyway, here we go. This is on lower sideband. 19A is what channel I'm on. Audio, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Audio. And see if I can show you the power meter. It's just not audio. The power supply just can't supply the amperage. But one thing I forgot to tell you is that the meter on the right has a 100 watt slug in it, and we are on the ×5 scale, so we're reading on the 500 watt scale right there. And then this is peak wattage, okay, peak wattage, not RMS. All right, the RMS has a 250 watt slug in it, so we are reading on the top scale. Okay. Audio, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can see if you drive it hard enough, it will peak right up there at 500 watts. But like I said, this 35 amp power supply just ain't big enough. Okay. Let me show you on AM. I'm only driving it with enough to, I actually turned it down. Let's see, did I put this? Hang on a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. The meter on the left has a 100 watt slug in it. The one on the right also has a 100 watt slug in it. But its multiplier is set on ×5, so we're reading on the center scale. I have switched to AM. Okay, and per the notes from Magnum, I've set the maximum output power, RMS, to 60 watts. Okay, but now you notice over here, we're doing a lot more than that peak. Audio, hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audio test, test audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bouncing between 350 and 400 watts right there on AM. And I'm pretty sure if you got a 50 watt power supply behind it, you'll get 400, 450 out of it easy on peak. Now, like I said, I've set the AM RMS power, FM RMS power to 60 watts. Wait a minute, this one doesn't have FM. Okay, now I've turned RF power all the way down on AM. We're dead keying about 40 watts. And if I talk into the microphone over here, we're still running up about 300, 350, somewhere right around in that area. Oh, there's a 400 peak. Look at that. Audio test, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you hook this puppy up to a 50 amp power supply, you're going to be screaming. All right, let's see what it does with the RF power turned all the way down on sideband. Audio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audio, 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 audio. Okay, RMS is about 12 watts. And we're looking at right around 200 on sideband, on peak. About 200 on peak. Okay. All right. Turn that back up. So probably I would run it, the RF power, all the way down on AM. Then I'd turn it up about halfway on sideband. Let's see what halfway does on sideband. Yeah, halfway on sideband, that works pretty good. It actually looked like it had a little more swing with it set it halfway than it does with it all the way up. But anyway, there it is. And the cabinet for the SX350 looks just like the one for the 175. But just remember, this is your fuse holder. So you'll get some idea how big this damn thing is. There's the meter. Okay, I'm holding it right in front of the meter. This is a 50 amp fuse. One of the big fuses. I don't remember now what they call them. But Look at the size of that cable. It's as big as one of the switches. Okay, I'll get her boxed up and I'll get it shipped out. It'll probably go out Monday. But Oscar, I certainly hope that you enjoy it. It was my pleasure to build it for you. 73s.